So I think part of the difficulty and the disconnect between avoidance and us who are securely attached, or even if you're anxious attached, the hardest disconnect is like trying to conceptualize and fathom most of the things that avoidant people are comfortable doing, because you know that you would never do it. And this looks like the cheating. This looks like even the discard, right? The discard, like you would never discard someone. It's okay to separate and it's okay to be like, all right, things don't work out. But like the disturbance of peace, the not leaving you alone, or just stonewalling, like discarding you and pretending like, you don't exist, or having zero reverence for the relationship that you built and being able to just move on as if like you didn't spend a sufficient amount of time with this person. The lack thereof reverence for it is questionable. And some of the questionable, like, borderline teetering cheating that they do. So I wanted to share one story with you guys about my personal relationships. I never share any personal stories, so this one's personal. I've dated two avoidants. One story particularly sticks out with one of my avoidant exes. So there was a show this at one point. I don't know what this show is called. I try to recall it, but I can't. So y'all in the comments, if you end up knowing what show I'm talking about, you can let me know. But there was this series on Netflix where there was a woman who had a husband. The husband was like a hard-working guy. He was a hard-working guy, and then like he was like a good, like, cliche hardworking guy. They owned a home together. They had a child. Good life, right? And then this girl had this ex that was like obsessed with her, and like he would just be like showing up at her job or showing up at the club or whatever, or like I think she was like also playing into it, and then like she blocked him and shit like that, and then he started emailing her, and then she would open the emails and she'd be emailing him back, and then the husband eventually finds out about this connection, and so the husband is like, damn, like, am I not enough for you? Am I not spicy enough for you? What is it? And she's like, no, you're everything for me, blah, 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 blah. So then the husband starts to be edgy and things like that. And then like, the husband like tries to get like spicy, gets the sex life or whatever. They end up like smashing and stuff like that. But then the husband ends up going to the gym, and then this guy happens to be at the same gym, and then they end up showering, like, because they both like are freshening up after the shower. And then the husband sees this guy's, dangling, and then it's like, the husband is like intimidated because he sees like, whoa, like this is what this guy's packing, because the husband knows who the guy is or whatever the case may be. And then long story short, the girl keeps teetering and playing with temptation with this guy who she knows is super like toxic from her past. He was the wild guy and unlocked her wild side, but she risked everything, like the stability of her marriage and everything, for this wild dude. And like they were toxic, like they would block each other, they would show up random places, he would send her pictures. She would always fall into these damn booby traps to cheat on her husband. But she was conflicted. But anyways, I never wanted to watch this show. I hated this show because like something about it made me feel gross, and I was like, I mean, besides like seeing the guy's thangalang on the TV, like I was like, damn, like I don't want to see this shit, because there was like a lot of nudity in the show, but nah, like and then she's my shorty, so she's seeing this, and I'm like, oh, you like this or whatever. Anyways, long story short, I never felt comfortable watching this show because I was like, yo, why does she keep cheating? Like, and why does my partner find this to be like intriguing, right? So the whole time I would never want to watch this show. I'd be like, yo, can we turn this shit off? I'm killing the vibe. But she was watching this show. Like, you ever see Michael Jackson when he was eating the popcorn and they're like she was mad entertained by this shit. And I'm like, yo, wait a minute, like, why you resonate with this shit, right? Come to find out later, when you talk about avoidance and how they always triangulate and blah, 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 you start to realize like why they like this, because they like people who live double lives, because avoidance be trying to live double lives as well. And so there was that instance, and then there was another instance where I think I played a song that was talking from Marcus Houston album, where he says, I know I cheated on you before, I can't say I won't do it again. Sometimes I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. That's what the lyrics of the song said. And this particular ex was like, yo, like, you know, this is relatable. I said, relatable? Fuck you mean it's relatable? Like, you get, like, they show you little nuggets of, like, they be wanting to teeter around living these double lives. And they like shit that people live double lives. That's why they like, you know, fictional figures who live double lives, masked, unmasked, two different, like Hannah Montana. They love Hannah Montana. The two life shit, like, that's what I'm saying. So the disconnect really comes from, like, if you a good person, anxious or secure attached, like, you can't fathom some of the dirt that they be doing. And it's just like, yo, you really like this shit? You really comfortable with this shit? Faith and dreams. Swagger, swagger, swagger.